Presidential candidate Bernie Sanders releases his plan for criminal justice reform, saying his plan will end mass incarceration, legalize marijuana, and cut the U.S. prison population in half. Ryan Gerdusky at One American News sat down with a legal analyst to discuss the proposal from New York.
Independent Bernie Sanders just announced his federal prison policy and federal criminal justice policy. Can you tell us about it at all?
Yeah, so there's a lot of bipartisan support for criminal justice. We saw this when President Trump signed the First Step Act into law last year, but classic Bernie fashion, he takes a lot of popular concepts and just takes them a little bit too far. So in addition to reducing the mass incarceration, which again has sort of bipartisan support, he legalizes marijuana, wants to reduce the prison population by half, gets rid of solitary confinement, sets up needle exchange programs throughout the country, and also wants to give prisoners a living wage in jail, among other things.
So Sanders did this right before he's going to South Carolina to appeal to black voters. Do black voters, is there any polling black voters care about injection sites? Or I heard some of these things have been employed to black voters in the past, but injection sites I've never heard of being employed to them, or some of these other proposals. He's had like a living wage for prisoners.
That's right. Again, black voters predominantly care about overcriminalization, the mandatory minimums that we're talking about, and police violence. Those are two issues that poll really strongly in the black community. These other issues that you mentioned, living wage for prisoners, solitary confinement, needle exchange, don't really play well to that community or even resonate. So again, Sanders, once again, taking, popular concepts and just pushing them to the max.
Is an appeal to blue check mark Twitter people rather than necessarily the voters.
This is the social justice vote, right? To get at those solitary confinement, needle exchange. That is the progressive wing of the Progressive Party.
He also mentions police and policing at one point in his plan. Now, we saw the police being disrespected in Philadelphia recently. In New York, there's been several incidents of police being disrespected. Do you think that this is an appropriate time to sit there and attack the police at a time when police are being disrespected across the country?
It's a dangerous game to be playing, and there's a part of his plan I think really encourages violence against the police. Sanders proposes to create a list of disreputable cops that could not testify in court to put people in jail. And again, socialists love lists. This is another example of that. But putting these names out in public for whatever reason, right? We don't know. His plan doesn't say who gets to decide who's disreputable, what actions put you on that list. But creating a public list in a situation like we're in now where there's heightened tension against the police already is bound to have bad consequences.
Well, Rachel, thank you for speaking on One American News.
My pleasure.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.